So there, it's like, how do you care for a kid in a body cast? It's like, you're going to have to do something different, And so they ended up giving me braces from my hips all the way down with orthopedic shoes and crutches so that I didn't put any weight on the hip that was like sponge. And as that hip got more developed, it would catch up with the other bones and then they could take the braces and crutches off. So they gave me all that. And it was all fine with me because when I got to the hospital, the doctors called me by name. And they would wait, and they would wait for me to answer them. And I'm like, nobody does that. You know what I mean? They would say, do you understand that, Cheri? And I'm like, are you talking to me? You know what I mean? And it was just an amazing thing. The nurses would come and touch you or make jokes or it was just so healing for me to be there. So having the braces and the crutches and all that kind of stuff was no big deal. I had to go to physical therapy 3 times a week. So 3 times a week I got to go to physical therapy with all these other kids. And you know what we did for 3 times a week? We swam. And I'm thinking, as a kid, I don't know that that's therapy. And every once in a while somebody moves your bones around. You know what I mean? I just thought I'd get to swim. And the only thing that bugged me about the whole thing is that the kids with the big heads, they got to get on this hydraulic lift and actually get put in the pool. And I remember standing there one day and saying, how fair is that? I'm such a butthead. Even to this day, I think, well, how funny is that? And so the kids that actually could speak said, you know what, I think Cheri should be on that list. She wants to be on that. And so I would take my braces and crutches off. I would run over to the lift and get on there and get put in the pool. I just thought this was the greatest thing. My parents, my mom especially, would have to take me to the hospital 3 times a week. We would actually eat together at a restaurant, which we never really ate together at home. People kind of just ate wherever. And so I thought, this is great. Not only do I get the attention from the people at the hospital, my depression is lifting, my mom has to hang out with me. She's going to realize that I'm okay. And we actually even get to eat together. But she would get so annoyed with me when she'd say, what do you want to eat? That I knew that every restaurant had pancakes. So I said pancakes. And I hated pancakes after a while. Even the smell of syrup would almost get me sick because I thought, you know what, I wish I could just have some time to look at the menu. But anyway, so my mom and my stepdad, or my mom's boyfriend, decided that after a while it was too much work for them to keep me at home, so they sent me to live with an aunt in Canada. I went to Canada 3,000 miles away, and that may not sound like a big deal for a lot of people, but I spent every day of my childhood trying to get my mom to love me, and so to get sent away was huge. I promised her everything. I'll never act out, I'll never do anything wrong, please let me live here. And she sent me away to an aunt that was in her 70s, diabetic, had dead guys all over the wall. I remember walking in saying, who's that dead guy? And she said, that's God. And I thought, oh crap. Because who wants a dead guy? You know what I mean? I think I want somebody a little more active. And I never did ask her another question. I just thought it was just weird that he was dead. She told me that she loved me and I could stay there the rest of my life. And I remember from that point on just saying, you cannot keep me here, I hate you. One time she looked at my teeth and she said, let me see your teeth. And I thought, get out of my face. No, let me see your teeth. And she started like moving my mouth around and I am like full of my mouth stuff. And she's like, let me see your teeth. And I'm thinking, I don't know who you are. And I remember getting so angry at her and she finally like pulled my mouth open and my teeth were filled with plaque. And she said, you know what, we can get some baking soda and get that off for you. And I remember telling her, I don't even have to brush my teeth at home. And she's like, I know, that's what she did. But you know, it was like, I love you, give me a kiss. So anyway, I remember just screaming that, and to this day I can picture myself screaming at her. I don't have to brush my teeth, I don't have to brush my teeth at home, I'm not brushing my teeth here, and she literally drugged me in the bathroom and made me brush my teeth with baking soda until she could get the plaque off my teeth. And I remember screaming at her, I hate you, you cannot keep me here. I stopped talking for a month. Finally, I didn't talk at school, I didn't talk at home, and they finally decided to send me home to my parents' house. My mom's boyfriend, and I got to tell you, raise your hand if you know anybody that is alcoholic this severe, but my mom's boyfriend would literally have to set the alarm 2 hours before he got up in the morning to go to work, because if he didn't set the alarm early and have a couple shots of tequila or whatever he was drinking, that when he got up, his tremors would be so bad that he couldn't brush his teeth or drink. So he said he had to get up early just to get the alcohol in his system. And so the only time that it was difficult for me at the house was when he decided not to drink, when he was trying to do recovery or whatever, when he decided that he was not going to have that same lifestyle. And so when I was at my aunt's house and they finally decided to send me back home, my mom's boyfriend decided for some reason that he was going to stop drinking because I was coming home. I should have brought some vodka with me. You know what? But I was only 11. It's like, here, have this, and then we'll talk. But anyhow, we got home. There were some people that came over, some friends of mine. We lived in the same neighborhood that came over, and we're just glad that I was home, and we were kind of playing in the front yard. And along our driveway, it's the same driveway that, the same house they live in now, but along the driveway is kind of an asphalt driveway with some wood fencing along the side with cement blocks in between. Have you ever seen those kind of things? And a friend was walking on the top of it and knocked the bricks over. And the bricks were not even cemented on well, so when he knocked it over, it was just, it was just not put together well anyway. But my mom's boyfriend pulled into the driveway as that was happening and just looked at me and said, the happiest times of our lives was when you were living in Canada, and we do not want you back here. And I remember just standing there thinking for the first time, and I remember I have fought to get acceptance in this family my whole life. I have fought to get my mom's approval my whole life, and I stood there, and it was the first time that I thought, you know what, they do not want me back here. There's nothing that I could do to change their mind. And in my head, in the next few days, I heard just different people saying that, the reason people do drugs and alcohol, raise your hand if you understand this one, is that they don't want to deal with their problems. Have you ever heard that? So I had heard that, and I thought, you know what, then where's drugs and alcohol? Because I don't want to deal with my problems. So it was something that literally drew me to that, and I tried at that point to find people that were using. And I found a group of folks that were in the late teens, early 20s, that were doing a lot of stuff. They were doing a lot of Quaaludes at the time, they were doing a lot of alcohol.